I didn't touch on Misha and Nunes because there's not a lot to say. Listen, that belt's going to change hands a lot. It just is. When you become the champion of the world, you're playing in a game of inches here. As soon as you win that, your media obligations change. All of a sudden, your phone's ringing a lot more. You're getting invited to more parties. You got a few more dollars in your pocket to go spend on entertainment. What does all of that mean? It means you're not in the gym as much. It's as simple as that. That's what it means. And if you're not grinding away and you're only the best by a millimeter, and that other person is in the gym, is preparing, is not flying around doing these things, look, it's hard to hold that title. That's not a knock on Misha. That's not a knock on Pettis. That's not a knock on RDA. That's not a knock on anybody. That's a reality. Chris Weidman, Luke Rockhold, you name it. It's a reality of becoming the champion. Conor made this very public. Conor came out and said, I'm the best guy in the world. All of a sudden, I can't go 2 rounds. I couldn't even breathe out there. I need to buckle down and train. Conor's right. Conor's right. How do you do both? I don't know. Leave that to the athlete to figure out. But the bottom line is, the belt's going to change hands. Amanda's got the belt now. Boy, she's a lot to deal with. She's a lot to deal with. But Holly's waiting in the wings. And by the wings, I'm talking about she's in the practice room. I don't think we're going to see Ronda again. That's as of right now. Now, that can change by tomorrow. An athlete could be done. They can come back the next day. They change their minds all the time. I don't think Ronda is going to fight again. She didn't fight on UFC 200 the way her contract works. That would have been her biggest payday. If you're not going to fight at 200, why would you come back for another card? I also thought that about George St. Pierre. I said, look, if he's going to turn down UFC 200, he's not going to accept UFC 204. Why take the pay cut? Why take the pay cut for doing the same work? But George St. Pierre did pass on UFC 200 and has now come back and said he'd like to fight by about UFC 204. So people do crazy things. They do things that are hard to understand. So we'll see where that goes. I don't think we need to put Ronda in the argument, though. I think we need to start looking at Amanda and Holly. I think that's what's going to happen there. Guys, I have had it with you all. That is my recap. Thank you for listening. Jim Rome is saved for one more day. We might let him off the hook. We'll talk about that later. Tweet me at Chael Sonnen.